We were, we weren't really choir boys, but but when we had fun, I mean, we're young, and it was a great time. It's true that a lot of artists, you can't do all the things that sometimes the people think that you're not doing, because you have to sort of, you have to have a certain amount of sleep and nutrition and all those things you think about less when you're younger. But we were pretty wild. We had a lot of fun. A lot of the stories that people talk about, they were true. They're true. But like I say, I always found a balance for myself, because I come from a family that was very health conscious, and so I was always, I find that it's more enjoyable for me to play shows when I'm feeling fit and feeling good. And the road takes it out of you. Even if you don't party, the traveling is very, very difficult. We were on the road a lot. It was really a full-time job for us. We were writing, recording, doing demos, getting material ready for the next album, and then we'd be doing shows. So our manager was always working at whether we were doing shows of our own, or whether we were going back east, as we were talking about earlier, going back and doing a series of dates opening up for April Wine in Eastern Canada. It was pretty much a full-time thing for us, the playing, and you had to be out there and you had to have exposure, because like as you were talking about, there was no internet, and now people have so much information available on their little handheld device, they can find out everything, and back then you had to come out to see the band to know anything about it. There were a few videos shot, but they were a very expensive luxury. Everyone has videos now. I mean, it's really an important part of who you are as an artist. You have to have them. They're a must-have. They're almost more important. Videos of your music are more important than recordings of your music, or at least as important. But it's so much cheaper and easier. It was a very expensive luxury for bands to have videos. We didn't always have the finances to do as many videos as we like. Henceforth, you can't find a lot of old Streetheart videos. There's a few, but not too many. Sure, I mean, we were in kind of a little bit of professional competition. We're always trying to, you hear someone else's record, you want to do better than that, you want to place high, you want to be higher in the charts than them, and that's sort of like, that's like in sports. It's like it's a competition, but you do develop a camaraderie with the people that you work with, and friendships. And we toured with a lot of great bands in the 80s. It was good for us to tour with other bands, because together we'd draw probably a bigger crowd than we could draw on our own. And there was a lot of great bands from the 80s that are still playing today, but one of the primary reasons for that is the quality of the fans that we had. The fans that we didn't know at the time, but our fans are lifetime fans, and that's the single biggest component in why we're still going now. It's the single biggest element is the quality of our fans and classic rock radio. I mean, we're very fortunate. We had no idea, and here we are. And it's thanks to our fans. Our fans, they love us, but they love us from 30 years ago. All of the classic rock artists have to understand that it's almost impossible to get people to listen to new music. They love you, but they want to hear you from a different time period, from the time period when they were young, and that makes complete sense, and that's the service that we provide. Girl, I really need you. All the time people say a specific song represents a moment in their life, and when they first got married, when they got engaged, on their first date. I mean, it gets to the point going, we think we might have conceived a couple of our kids to your music. And I mean that in a very, very nice and respectful way. But we get all kinds of wonderful stories from our fans. And they've been we have a friendship with them now. It's less of us being rock stars, which I've never felt like ever. But we're reacquainting ourselves with old friends. I'm very grateful for that. That your body of work has kind of touched people that way. That the things that you've done still matter to them. That's really important. I mean, you can't bank that, but it does a lot for your soul.